So welcome back to the next section of this video. So in our previous lesson we have been able to talk about the basic concept, the things we are going to actually learn from the Hebrew language, the transcription, the transliteration and the translation, so which I have been able to give examples on them. So likewise we are moving to the Hebrew alphabet. But before I proceed, there's something I have to tell you. There's something unique about the Hebrew language. You don't write Hebrew language the way you write English. So Hebrew language starts from the right. You start writing from the right to the left. From the right to the left. For instance, we have Shahul that was used before. Shin, Aleph, Wow, and Lamed. You can see that we start writing from the right to the left. So unlike English or bit, when we transliterate it, you now bring it back to from left to right. That is Shin, So you can see it changes from the way you write it in its original form. In its original form, you write from the right to the left. Why? When you bring it to the transliteration, you now change it from the left to the right. The same thing when you now bring it to English language. But when you write originally in Hebrew, you write from the right to the left. Now, moving on, we'll be talking about the Hebrew alphabet. Like I said before, there are 22 Hebrew alphabets. There are 22 Hebrew consonants rather. Because the Hebrew alphabet is also divided into two. We have the consonant, we have the vowel. But basically, we are going to deal mostly with the consonant, because if you look at the way the Hebrew people actually write their language, or let me say from its original evolvement, there was no addition of vowel in it. Well, in recent times, scholars have been able to actually develop the vowel for it. But if you look at the Hebrew original text, you never see consonant with vowel. They originally write in consonants, and some of these consonants serves as the vowels too. So, but in this video session, we are going to talk about the consonants. At the same time, as we move on, we are still going to talk about the vowels. But let's deal with the consonant first. So the first consonant, you can see we have the form, we have the name of it, we have the transliteration, and we have the numerical value. Numerical value is another aspect of Hebrew language that you have to understand. Hebrew people, the Israelites, or Hebrew language does not count numbers the way we count numbers. Does not count numbers the way we count numbers. But as we move on, we are going to get to understand how they actually count their number. So the first one is what we call Aleph. Let me start with the name Aleph. Aleph. This is Aleph. Aleph. So how do you write Aleph in its original form? That is the transcription. You write it as simple as that. You draw your line this way and this way. Aleph. Look at it at the top again. Aleph. Aleph. So Aleph is transliterated as this. So we can call it because you get to understand the pronunciation of each Hebrew letter from the start of his word, of his letter rather. So as we have Aleph, the form is there, and the transliteration is this. Aleph. So the numerical value for it will be 1. It stands for 1. Again, Aleph, name, written as this, and transliterated as in a form of apostrophe and represented with 1. The second one is what we call Bet. Bet. So bet is very simple. You write bet as this. But there are two forms of bets. There is one called bets and there is one called vets. One is strong and one is soft. This one is vet. There is no dots in it. But when you dagesh it, it's become ba. Ba. While the first one is v. So bet or vet. So don't forget, the vet is this and the bet is this. When it is dageshed, it becomes strong. So and it is represented by B. So the first one that is not dageshed, you have to underline it, which means that it is spirant, it is soft. Why the second one will be B without any line under it. So and the numerical value is number 2. Numerical value is number 2. So moving on, we have the third one called Gimel. 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 Gimel is written as this. That is Gimel. We have two forms of Gimel too. We have the one that is not dageshed and we have the one that is dageshed. The dageshed form is written as this. Mostly when you have the dageshed form in a word, so it usually comes with double letters. It usually comes with double letters. So we have this Gimel, we have the first one and the second one. So the transliteration will be G. So the first one, don't forget, since it is not dagesh, so it will be G with line under it, and the second one will be G, which is Go. Go. So it is represented by 3. Represented by 3. And the third one is what we call Dalet. 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 Dalet is simply written as this. Simply written as that. So we have two forms of Dalet too. We have the one that is not dagesh and we have the one that is dageshed. That is dageshed. Don't forget, the one that is not dageshed simply means one letter, and the one that is not that is dageshed simply means 2 letters. So we have it represented as D, the first one that is not dageshed, D with line, and the second one D without line, which is D, which is D. So represented by 4. And the fifth one is what we call Hey. Is what we call Hey. Hey. So A is written as this, simply written as this. This does not have any two forms, it only have a form. So and it is pronounced, it is transliterated simply as H. He. So and it is number 5. So we are going to stop here from now. So we move on in the next video. Stay